Adamawa, a state nestled in northeast region of Nigeria. This captivating documentary explores the transformative effects of the inclusive basic service delivery and livelihood empowerment integrated project supported by the African Development Bank. Adamawa State, land of beauty, where a beacon of hope shines upon communities, empowering them with basic services delivery in the area of healthcare delivery, educational development, water and hygiene, and empowerment drive leading to sustainable livelihoods. The project speaks on why the intervention and the commitment thus far. Kubur Shesho and Pajin villages in Michika and Maiha local government areas are few among the communities ravaged by the insurgents, with health facilities totally razed down, which consequently halted functionality and provision of quality healthcare service delivery to the targeted population. Hence, the intervention by the Inclusive Basic Service Delivery and Livelihood Empowerment Integrated Project supported by the African Development Bank. We meet Elijah Moses, the Assistant Officer in charge of Kubur Shesho Primary Healthcare Center, who expressed delight over the reconstruction and restoration of the health facility as it serves over 10,000 population in the community, while that of Pajin is at the verge of completion.
This facility was born by insurgency, which is Boko Haram, and now the facility is rehabilitated by Africa Development Bank. So the facility is normally back to its position. So we thank God to Africa Development Bank for rehabilitation of this facility. And the facility is living with the catchment area over 10 and the total population of 10,179.
Through the project's support, these clinics, which have been equipped with essential medical supplies and training, ensuring quality healthcare reaches even the most remote areas. In the same vein, the project facilitates access to quality healthcare, strengthening the resilience of communities and nurturing healthier futures for the infants, thereby reducing maternal morbidity rate in communities by strengthening nutrition component of health among caregivers through technical support in using indigenous available food material. A caregiver shares her experience.
Farko yarinya na tana ta ramewa ne, sai aka yi ta faɗa min in kawo ta asibiti don akwai sinadarin da ake ba ma yara yana taimaka musu, sai na ban kawo ta da wuri ba. To har wata antina ta zo ta faɗa min, shine sai na ɗauke ta na kawo ta. To kuma alhamdulillahi farkon farin da na zo, satin da na zo aka bani, sai aka faɗa min magana akan kunu. Kunun nan kuma na waken suya ne da jan dawa da gyaɗa. Kuma ina yi da na koma gida, na yi ta ba ma yarinya na sati ɗaya biyu na ga canji. Har yanzu ina ganin ma ni kan kamar in daina ma zuwa in karɓa mata ruf ɗin da nake bata, don na ga amfanin kunun da nake bata sosai.
Yaron jikinsa ya dawo, ya samu lafiya, ya yi ƙiba sosai yadda ake so. Daga bayan nan ma wani yaron ƙanina shi ma ya kama da irin wannan abin, nan ce to ga inda za ka kai shi, shi ma ya kawo shi ya samu lafiya. To daga bayan nan bana cikin damunan nan ma akwai wani shi ma yaronsa ya kama da irin wannan, shi ma na ce ga inda za ka kai shi, shi ma ya kawo shi. Yaron ba yadda yake, an kai shi asibiti babu, bai samu lafiya ba, amma tun da ya kawo shi karɓansa sau uku ma ya zo, amma yaro ya samu lafiya.
In a remote village, a modern water sanitation facility stands tall, providing clean and safer water for the community. The project's investment in basic services has transformed lives reducing waterborne diseases, and improving overall well-being. By emphasizing basic services, the project uplifts living standards, creating a solid foundation for growth and development. The intervention project in Michika, Kaswan Buhu provided a solar-powered borehole and flush public toilets for people coming for business around the area and the immediate community. This, according to the community and other respondents, has greatly helped to reduce the incidences of open defecation and halted the attendant health hazards. Honorable John Tiruri Jama, a youth in the community, says the project came handy as the people have yearned for long to have access to potable water and toilet facilities, thereby promised to provide security and take ownership of the intervention.
And the water, with this water still, because we have lack of water, now we saw the brought water, the brought toilet, definitely we are the happy people in this community. The project now belongs to us. We are going to try to sustain through receiving 20 naira or 10 naira little tons that we are going to take to buy Isel, Omo to wash the place, and we are going to employ somebody that will take care of the place. If I clap my hand, if I say, I can't say anything apart from thank you, because you save our people's life and you save our life. Even the stranger that are coming here, you save everybody's life. So we are grateful, we are thank you seriously.
As remote as the village of Makin in Majiking Ward, Maiha local government area, the intervention coverage of the bank project was able to reach a community of 8 households with hand pump borehole, and Malam Abdul Fattah expressed gratitude to African Development Bank.
To yanzu kuma gashi dai mun samu ruwa alhamdulillah. Gaskiya muna godiya sosai. Yanzu gashi dai cututtuka dai gaskiya sun tafi. Yanzu yaran mu sun samu lafiya. Kudin da muna kashewa akan yara a da yanzu sai dai mu yi amfani da shi ko akan shefenin gida ko dai a yi wani abu da shi wanda zai kai mu ci gaba. To sai dai mu gode wa African Development Bank saboda ya taimake mu sosai kuma muna godiya.
At Lewa Ward near Catholic Church Vimtim, a borehole was sunk to provide the much needed water, which has been a challenge for a long time. Their only source of water was a stream nearby, which they shared with animals and other creatures. This situation was there as waterborne diseases were common. Mr. Robinson Marcus describes the situation.
Marcus, ina jihar Mubi Avinti, Maraba kenan. So, da gaskiya dai ina godiya domin taimakawan da aka yi mana. Abinda ba mu tsammani za mu samu a wannan lokaci ba, muna fama rashin samun ruwa, sai wannan gwamnatin African Development ta taimaka mana da ruwa borehole na hannu.
In Badarisa Lendi, a borehole was drilled and installed to provide healthy water for the people living there. According to some of the women, the situation was really bad before the intervention. Mrs. Doris Daniel says even their hygiene practice greatly improved with the coming of the borehole.
Da muna cikin tsananin rashin ruwa, muna fama da cututtuka don saboda babu ruwa, amma yanzu muna samun ruwa, muna sha da ƴaƴanmu, muna iya yin ɗauraya don sai mun je kogi mu ɗebi ruwa, sai mun haura mun je kurmi kafin nan mu sami ruwan da za mu sha da ƴaƴanmu. Amma da taimakon Ubangiji, gwamnatin Adamawa da kuma ita Development Bank suka taimaka mana, muna godiya, mun gode. Ubangijin Allah ya saka muku, ya sa muku albarka, ya sa kuma ku ci gaba a cikin kowane menene da kuke nema.
Same story was obtainable in Bajaburi, Abdubu Bagire local government area. The elder says the intervention has greatly relieved their burden of having to go to the river for water.
Bohol ina koyaushe in kamo zaga ruwa dare da rana. Alhamdulillah an ci gaba. Mun gode wa Allah. Daga bakin kogi muke ɗibawa da har muka dawo layin da har muka dawo kofan gida mu yanzu har cikin gida. Kulli yaumin duk anguwa na ɗibawa. Alhamdulillah ga tsaftan ruwa kuma. Mun gode wa African Development Bank. Alhamdulillah mun anguwan nan gaba ɗaya.
Training of women on micro-enterprise in agribusinesses is one among the project interventions aimed at assisting cooperatives, groups, and individuals to improve their business, through which 32 women groups were trained on business management, 46 on product quality improvement, 25 on diversification of products, 56 and 34 had access to finance and markets respectively. In a visit to the beneficiaries in poultry and livestock production through the project's livelihood empowerment initiatives, he revealed the knowledge and support they had to establish small business, which in turn helped in providing for themselves and their families. Mrs. Sharifa Ahmed from Song Gari share her experience.
Da na zo na samu na training, suka ba mu kaji da abinci da kuma kuɗin da za mu yi keji da sauransu. So na zo na yi kajin ɗin sun fita kan don sun ba mu kaji 50 guda 7 ne suka mutu, mortality 7 na samu, sauran na sayar da su. Turu kuɗin da nake samuwa, riban da nake sayarwa nake samuwa, haka na nemi makaranta, na nemi admission, nake biyan kuɗin makaranta, nake transportation. At least gaskiya a yanzu kam a wannan business ni ban san ma me zan ce ba ma. Gaskiya godiya na zuwa ga gwamnatin tarayya da African Development Bank domin gaskiya sun tallafa rayuwa na kan sosai.
In addition, hundreds of women were also trained on efficient management practice and empowered with portable skills on poultry and small ruminants production.
Ina gode ma African Development Bank yadda kuka taimake mu kun ba mu tallafi. Mu da ba mu da kome mun zo gidaje mu babu gida ba kome kun tallafe mu mun samu akwai da dama muna amfani da su. Mu sayar mu ci abinci, mu sayar mu biya bukatu. Muna gode muku. Allah ya sa a yi gaba-gaba. Mun gode ma gwamnatin Adamawa. Allah ya sa gaba-gaba.
Youth, as a critical productive arm of economy, remains dear to the project. We witness a journey by Danjuma Yohana, a master trainer in auto mechanic, and Abubakar Musa, a trainee in painting and panel beating, as they undergo skills training at their workshop centers respectively. Livelihood, as the name implies, is a way by which they survive and have their being.
Gaskiya sun taimake mu gaya ba kaɗan ba, domin sun ƙara mana sani, sun ƙara mana ilimi, sun je sun horar da mu yanda wannan aiki zai zama da inganci, wanda kuma zai taimake mu ba mana rayuwarmu na yanzu kadai ba har zuwa nan gaba. Sa'an nan kuma sun horar da mu yanda za mu iya mu tarbiyyantar da yara musamman waɗanda suna yawo ba aikin yi. Sun koya mana yanda za mu kula da su, yanda za mu rike su da hakuri, yanda kuma za mu sa su mu encourage nasu domin su ma su jimre su koyi wannan aiki.
Mun ji daɗin wannan program saboda ina ɗaya daga cikin marasa trainers wanda muka tafi tuwa har zuwa Kano, wanda yana ɗaya daga cikin shine farkon dalilin ma da ya kai ni jihar Kano, dalilin wannan program ɗin. Kore da gaske na ji daɗinsa. Sannan ina da yara guda biyu wanda suna ƙarƙashina wanda muna gabatar da wannan training tare, wanda gaskiya wannan abun akwai beneficiary a ciki saboda ya taimaka mana, sannan mun ƙara ilimi a kai. Mun gode wa African Development Bank da ta shirya wannan program ɗin.
To have a meaningful standard, careful observation must be done on how the people live and how best to improve on it for greater productivity. Hence, the intervention in Gerio and Boromji fishing communities, in which canoes, fishing nets, life jackets were distributed to them. This has remarkably changed their standard of living, as stated by Sarkin Ruwa Giriyo, Malam Abdurazak Abubakar. He says that many of their customers, mostly widows and IDPs, now have reasons to rejoice for the improved turnover of the quality of fish.
Wani yanzu ban yi turanci ba, amma a baya can lokacin da suka zo wanda ya jagora ya ce Federal Government da African Development Bank da gwamnatin tarayya su ne wanda suka kawo wannan tallafi ma al'umma na Adamawa. Ba zan ce ni kaɗai ba, wani kifin an kama wata mata tana da nisa ta zo ta saya ciki ta samu abin ta ciyar da 'ya'yanta.
Mrs. Felicia Anderson, on behalf of women fish business practitioners, speaks of their transformed livelihood as a result of this intervention.
Gode da tallafi da African Development Bank ta bamu ya taimake mu don kwanakin baya muna karancin kifi, amma da suka ba masincinmu kugiya, raga, kwale-kwale, gaskiya ya taimaka mana don kifin da muke samu this time around ba mu samu wancan lokaci. Yanzu muna da kwastomomi kamar ni, ina da mutane a bayana sun kai 8 wanda zan saye kifin basu, suna benefiting daga wannan tallafi da aka bamu don suna samu su ma su sayar su taimaki 'ya'yansu. Dukkanmu da kuka gan mu nan mun gode ma African Development Bank da abin da ta yi mana, muna ce musu mun gode domin kwanakin baya gaskiya business namu har wayansu mu ma muna ce ko za mu koma sayar da kubewa, amma da aka bamu wannan jirage ga kugiya, birgi, raga duka ya taimake mu. Muna so kuma mu roke su su sake su taimaka mana. Mun gan kokorin su ba mu taba samu tallafi irin wanda ya fito daga wurin su ba.
Some other areas of intervention are the skill acquisition, which specifically addresses youth unemployment and poverty reduction. In this section, the circle of value chain goes on, as Wada Tumba is the Chief Executive Officer, Wada Tum's Fashion Design Center, and also a master trainer in tailoring and fashion design. She speaks on what the intervention has done to her and people around her.
I want to thank the African Development Bank having this collaboration in order to train apprentices so that at the end of the training they can go out there and start their own and train others. And with that, I think being idle for youth will decrease. I want to thank them for giving me such opportunity, because before I start this business of mine, I don't have all these things, but with their help and because they are sending apprentices to me.
Rahab Amos, one of the tailoring apprentices, speaks on what they have achieved and their expectations after graduation.
I'm opportunity to be one of the apprentices trained under the Wada Tum's fashion designers. I want to thank this African Development Bank for giving us the opportunity to come and acquire knowledge and skills. Things like sewing of different kind of styles and trending fashion design.
Globally, agriculture provides a livelihood for more people than any other industry. Hence, the need for growth in agricultural production and productivity to raise rural income for sustainable development, thereby adopting the construction of an international cattle market in Mubi South. This outstanding major economic landmark project by the African Development Bank features that, when completed, will tremendously help transform livelihood of citizens both in the rural and urban community. The Assistant Project Manager, Mr. Albert J. Wandang, speaks on the components that constitute the project.
Work is going on and we're making progress. Here on site, we have various structures, components. We have units, several units of toilets. We have a fire service, we have a police station, we have stores, we have shops, we have a reasonable number of pens and shades where the cattle will be. We also have the loading bay. We have behind me here, which we have a human clinic. That's a restaurant also. It's quite a massive project and a good one.
On a lush agricultural farm, the farmers who benefited from the projects through farm inputs and equipment such as fertilizer, improved seed, and knapsack sprayers to support in adopting modern agricultural techniques, boosting productivity, and expanding market access, and therefore testify on this has improved their productivity. As the agricultural sector flourishes, has strengthened food security and economic growth in Adamawa State. While the project empowered individuals through vocational training and access to microloans, it has also created a ripple effect, thereby fostering entrepreneurship and economic growth in the state is further enhanced. In a bustling school classroom, children engage in interactive learning activities. The project's investment in education have led to improved infrastructure, teacher training, and the provision of educational resources, enriching the learning experience for young minds. In Adamawa State, 7 local government areas benefited under this component. This includes Gombe, Hong, Madagali, Maiha, Michika, Mubi North, and Song from 2020 to 2023. Over 2,000 members of school-based management committee, head teachers, principals, and quality assurance officers were trained, plus conducive infrastructure and learning environment created and constructed at identified communities. The primary school in Kubushosho and Penjing villages in Maiha and Michika local government areas are among the fortunate institutions that benefited from the interventions of the bank through rehabilitation and reconstruction of classroom blocks, staff quarters, and ICT center. The head teacher, Mr. Kabiru Vandi, spoke glowing tributes on this intervention, saying even the fencing work has improved the security situation in the school.
Before, this school was scattered by Boko Haram, and there's no place to sit for people, even the staffs. But with the coming of African Development Bank, they built and restructured the school, even facing the school, include staff quarters and computer centers. So we are grateful with African Bank Development.
Malam Ibrahim Babali, the head teacher of the school in Panjing, said that before now the school had no perimeter fence, very few classrooms, just to mention a few problems.
Primary Education Board calls for vision in this school. In this school, before the program, the school is open, while some misery of the society, they are coming here to take their drugs. That's why I complain to them. They take assurance that they will fence this school. But the time they came, they tell me that not the matter of fencing. Your school is the one among the lucky one. There is rehabilitation and new construction and with quarters.
Similarly, in Vimtim village of Mubi North local government, the support system was the rehabilitation of primary schools and provision of other school basic needs. The construction of staff quarters and additional classrooms with an ICT center. Mr. Stephen Doda, the Parent Teachers Association chairman of the school, also supports this view and expresses their gratitude to the gracious intervention of African Development Bank.
Wannan makarantar ni karan kaina anan na yi shi. Na shiga makarantar nan tun 1983 na shiga makarantar nan. Na gama, na girma, na je secondary, na gama, na dawo yau na zama PTA chairman. Makarantar nan ba mu samani za ta taba dawo haka ba. Dun gwamnati ta zo ta ji kukanmu. Makarantar nan bai wuce ajujuwa guda 6 ne kawai ba. Amma yanzu da ikon Allah gwamnatin tarayya ta zo ta bunkasa mana makarantar mu ta girma ta zama abin yabo. A da kan dutse muke zama ba ajujuwa, taburma muke shimfiɗa a karkashin itace ba class, amma yanzu ajujuwa gashi na a ishe.
Education is a catalyst for change. By investing in education, the project nurtures the potential within Adamawa's youth and prepares them for a brighter future. The African Development Bank's partnership with the people of Adamawa State has illuminated lives, bringing about sustainable change and inspiring communities to reach new heights. Adamawa State stands as a shining example of what can be achieved when communities are empowered, enabling them to shape their own destiny.